All right, guys. It comes to a point where we have to stop playing dumb. Donald Trump is once again floating a third term, and he's selling, of course, these Trump 2028 hats. He's teasing now a different loophole, a vice president loophole, and his allies, including noted racist Steve Bannon, are already out there saying it out loud. A third term is coming. During his little Asian tour that he's on right now, he's in Japan. President Trump said that he would, quote unquote, love a third term. And then when someone suggested this backdoor strategy of running as vice president in 2028 with the possibility of stepping in if a future president somehow resigned, he clearly already thought of that because he said as much.
One theory on how you might try to serve a third term is that you could run as the vice president.
Yeah, I'd be allowed to do that.
Is it the White House or the White House counsel to your legal position?
No, you'd be allowed to do that, but I wouldn't. I wouldn't do it. I think it's too cute. Yeah, I would rule that out because it's too cute. I think the people wouldn't like that. It's too cute. It's not. It wouldn't be right.
It's too cute. Okay.
Too cute. I don't know what that means.
He wants to grab it by the, now he doesn't want to just slip in. He wants to grab it, take it. He's
I got you. He wants the hospital takeover, not a legal takeover.
Yeah, no, he's not trying to circumvent anything. He just wants to grab it by the, and it's not just Trump, though. His former chief strategist and noted racist, like I said, Steve Bannon, is openly talking about a third term coming, framing it as inevitable and even deserved.
Well, he's going to get a third term. So Trump 28, Trump is going to be president in 28, and people just ought to get accommodated with that.
So what about the 22nd Amendment?
There's many different alternatives. At the appropriate time, we'll lay out what the plan is. But there's a plan, and President Trump will be the president in 28. We had longer odds in 16 and longer odds in 24 than we got in 28. And President Trump will be the president of the United States, and the country needs him to be president of the United States. We have to finish what we started. And the way we finish it through Trump. Trump is a vehicle. I know this will drive you guys crazy, but he's a vehicle of divine providence. He's an instrument. He's very imperfect. He's not churchy, not particularly religious, but he's an instrument of divine will. And you can tell this of how he's pulled this off. We need him for at least one more term, right? And he'll get that in 28.
You're not driving me crazy. I'm trying to understand the coherence of the things you've just told me in the last few minutes. On the one hand, you've said the Constitution is fit for purpose. Secondly, you've said that President Trump needs another term, even though the 22nd Amendment makes pretty clear that he cannot have another term.
Why does it make that clear?
Because he's in his second term already.
At some point in time, we will make sure we go through, Zanny, and define all those terms.
My God. My God. Very matter of fact. When pressed about all of this, Speaker of the House, MAGA Mike Johnson, said that he knows the Constitution doesn't allow for it, but then shrugged it off as, Trump just trolling the Democrats, owning the Dems, This is what he had to say.
But I think the president knows, and he and I have talked about the constrictions of the Constitution, as much as so many of the American people lament that. The Trump 2028 cap is one of the most popular that's ever been produced, and he has a good time with that, trolling the Democrats whose hair is on fire about the very prospect. But I do believe that we've got 3 extraordinary years ahead of us, and the 2 years of the Trump administration are going to be an incredible thing. And I don't see a way to amend the Constitution because it takes about 10 years to do that, as you all know, to allow all the states to ratify what 2/3 of the House and 3/4 of the states would approve. So I don't see the path for that, but I can tell you that we are not going to take our foot off the gas pedal. We're going to deliver for the American people, and we've got a great run ahead of us. He'll have 4 strong years.
So the 22nd Amendment, as MAGA Mike Johnson said, is clear. No president gets more than 2 elected terms. But when Trump says, all these different sorts of languages, you tell me if I'm going to run again and all this other stuff, and I have my highest ratings ever, why wouldn't I run? And the party leaders like MAGA Mike kind of stay quiet. What are we really watching here? From, the January 6th fallout, the stacking of the courts, the warning signs have been blinking for years, but now the noise around it is gone, and all that's left is kind of like consent by silence. So Why do you think the GOP is letting Trump flirt with this dictatorship thing in plain sight? And if so, what do you think the end goal is here? Because is the party just for one person, or should it involve other people? I feel like it should be like a plan where Trump's not involved, right?
I'm glad you used the word dictatorship because that's exactly what this appears to be. And there's two things about this package that stood out to me. The first one was when they asked Donald Trump about the whole vice president thing. And like, you cannot run for vice president because if you're not able to serve as president, you can't run as vice president. You're not allowed to run as vice president. That is a fact. And I feel like he should have corrected them and said that maybe he doesn't know. And that concerns me that he doesn't know. Which brings me to my next point. MAGA Mike said, contrary to popular belief, Trump and I have discussed amendments. What exactly were y'all discussing? Like,
you know what you were discussing. What else would you be discussing?
He knows what it is. You know what it is. What are y'all talking about?
Yeah. And like he found it necessary to address him when he talked to him, quote unquote, last night.
About that. So like it leads me to believe that he does not know that he cannot be the president again. And he is willingly trying to find a way for himself to run again. And not just because the hats are doing so well, but because he thinks that this is his rightful place in society. This is insane to me.
What's that, Ty? Are you trying to say you told us something?
I think we are discussing this matter as if we're going to tell him he can't be president as a super matter-of-fact thing because of what the Second Amendment says.
20 seconds.
I don't feel 20 second wait. Second Amendment is for something else.
Yes, sure is. Entirely different.
The Second Amendment is what we're going to need if we plan on getting Trump out of office.
Yeah.
Because I don't think Trump is leaving. And I don't think they plan on having another election. I don't think they plan on Trump leaving. I think the only way that their plan doesn't go through, and their masterful plan that has gone off without a hitch, by the way. Yes. And they've explained it to you from the beginning. So nobody's blindsided. Nobody's surprised. They very, very much. And I want to acknowledge really quickly that they did not do all this for Obama to run and for Obama to win. That's not happening. So I want everyone to stop thinking that's happening. It's not. Donald Trump is going to find some way, like he's training his own special military. He's building a bunker. So I hope you guys don't think that's a ballroom. He's building a fortified bunker data room.
I get all of that, but at the end of the day, though, like, what's the end goal, though? Like, he's not going to live forever. He's almost 90 years old. He's
going to keep being president because they need him as the figurehead to continue their work. You heard.
I guess my question is: so people like Ron DeSantis or JD Vance or Marco Rubio, people who are kind of in proximity to being next in line, you think they're just going to keep waiting?
Their point, and what Steve Bannon is trying to say, which I don't think people are really picking up, is Trump is the only one who can get. Trump is the only person who can be president again and have this many people not care.
Yes, because if you run any of those other people,
for it.
If they even try to throw the support behind some of those other people, people aren't going to blindly follow them. And that is the real thing. Like, where is this blind loyalty to Donald Trump coming from? Like, and it's not just the people in Congress and Senate. It is like regular American citizens. And it's this blind loyalty that, like, I need a magnifying glass to figure it out, because nobody else would get away with this. Not even another Republican. Nobody would get away with the stuff that Donald Trump does.
Like, what are the main points? They're like, you guys are such idiots. Donald Trump is paying for the ballroom himself. I'm like, Donald Trump is simultaneously suing the American people for the amount of money that he's contributing to the ballroom. What are you talking about?
Yes, he is.
He is not paying for the ballroom.
And then there was a report that came out, speaking of the ballroom, and then we'll get Eric in, but there was a report that came out that said that the amount of square footage that ballroom's reportedly supposed to cost, if you break it down, it's supposed to be, $350 million is how much they're paying for it, right? If you broke it down by the square footage, it's $3,000 per square foot. And they said there's no way that something would cost that much. So there's a theory out there that this is some sort of money laundering scheme and all these other theories that it's not exactly $350 million is what the ballroom's going to cost, but that's how much they're saying that they're going to put towards it. You know, so like Todd said, it's all smoke and mirrors. You know, you never really know.
But just real quick, how crazy it would be that if you win, you leave out of there, you're going to have no Rose Garden because you've already cemented over there, and then you've demolished half the building. That ballroom's not going to get finished. Like, I don't think it's a bunker. People were saying that. I think that this is literally a scheme of some sort.
Yeah,
maybe the money laundering thing. I don't know, but like, there's not going to be a ballroom. That ballroom is never going to get built.
I'm supposed to be completed until after he leaves anyway.
It's never going to get done. Like, it'll never get done, and I don't think it was ever supposed to get done.
I think what's under it's getting done.
It's under there.
Somewhere we can go when y'all try to stop him president again. Y'all gonna try to stop him, but you're not gonna be able to stop him. Donald Trump will be your president. Steve Bannon.
No, he won't. No, he won't.
Well, then don't call him a president. Call him a king, supreme leader, whatever you want to call him.
Eric, what do you think about the third term situation? Is it inevitable at this point because no one's got a backbone to kind of say anything about it?
No, I don't think it's inevitable. I think that these people are just going to toe the company line that nobody's going to ever say anything else against him. So
not at any point. Like, you have the chance to be president, JD Vance, and you're telling me you're just going to sit and wait for this man to die?
They didn't even correct him when he was dead wrong when he said he's going to run for vice president. You know what I mean? Even though everybody in the United States knew he was wrong by saying that, the people that are closest to it wouldn't even say no, you're wrong. They don't tell him he's wrong on anything, so they're not going to go against him.
He's a gift to entertain. It's like a toddler. Like, he's an entertainer, like he's a child.
You know, they don't correct him in any way or anything he says. And when it comes to this ballroom he's building, it's going to be a big asshole in the side of the White House. But when he leaves, it's not going to get built. You know what I'm saying? I mean, my theory is I think that he's trying to wreck the White House so he can just build something else, so he can just go something else. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think it's a bump. I don't know. No. What I'm saying to you is I'm not saying he's going to tear the White House down. I think he's going to make it where as though it's unlivable, so he can, like y'all say, he can go build himself a bunker or something, another kind of structure where he can set up shop. Like, he doesn't like being in the White House.
If they do that, I would personally drive down there and drag his ass out of there. We're not having this. Enough is enough, to be honest with you. Come on now.
Yeah, I agree. All right.